All right, guys, it's time to check out the Oris Pro Pilot. Not this one. We're going to check out this one, which honestly, I'm blown away how much I actually like this one. So much so that I'm tempted to either buy this one or really go after the original Oris that I was going to go after, and that's the pointer date, the 80th anniversary bronze one. I'm definitely getting a bronze watch. I think I'm leaning more towards the 80th, but let's focus on this watch. We'll do this one later. First thing, this clasp is epically cool for a couple of reasons. One, because of the way it operates. It's kind of like the seat belt in an airplane or something. But also the way you adjust. It's very, very simple to adjust. There's no holes in the strap or anything. You just relieve the tension right there, and you can adjust the length of the strap infinitely, quickly, no tools. Boom, and then you're back in action. So big fan of this clasp and buckle system. They could easily put this on, say, the pointer date, the one that I want. I would be happy with that clasp as well. All right, guys, let's get into the case size on this. We're looking at a 41 millimeter case, 48.5 lug to lug, 12.7 millimeter thick, 20 millimeter lug width, 7.5 millimeter oversized crown, weighing it at 102 grams. It's using the Sellita SW220. They're calling it, we can zoom in a little bit. Come on now. They're calling it the Oris 751. But if you look above there let me wipe that off. Of the escapement, you'll see it says SW220. Pretty clearly stamped in there. The Oris red rotor, of course, 26 joules, 38-hour power reserve, beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour or 4 hertz. You can see the clean sweep of the second hand there. The hands are framed in black with a dash of white. That white is also BGW9 grade A for when the lights go out, so you can clearly see it when the lume kicks in. The Oris, the Big Crown Pro Pilot, and all of the markers around the outside are printed in, man, I don't know if I can do this. Let's try this. They're printed in a really nice gold flake almost looking print. So the first time I had seen that was on another bronze Oris. It was a limited edition pointer date, but I showed that as well. So it's not the first time they've used it, and hopefully it's not the last because it looks awesome. I love the oversized date. No need for a date magnifier when the date's large. But this thing is super legible. The case on this is so warm and inviting, that bronze. I'm not sure how quick it will patina, but I've worn this thing for probably a week straight as soon as they loaned it in. I've been kind of hogging it. Usually I do pretty quick turnaround on videos, but this one, I'm reluctant to send it back. I kind of want to keep it. It's such a cool watch. Retail price, $2,200. You can probably get discounts. If you go to a Oris authorized dealer, you might be able to get a little discount. Certain models, some are going to be hard to get. So don't expect discounts on all watches or all brands every time. I think discounts are pretty much drying up. And I think you're going to see it dry up with a lot of Oris models, potentially this one. Definitely Oris models like this, where they're like special or limited editions. This is the Rega limited edition one or something like that. So when you get into the limited edition models, then yeah, you're lucky if you can get one, sort of thing in many cases. So, but there's many different options when you go to the Big Crown Pro Pilot, and they're just phenomenal looking watches. They present a little bit larger on wrist because they have so much dial. They have almost, I kind of tried to measure, it's about 33 millimeter dial, where typically a watch dial is like around 30. So it's a little bit larger looking because, yes, there is a bezel. It's like this engine turn bezel here, but it is such a thin bezel and it's mostly dial. Areas for improvement, I would say a better application of AR coating. There is anti-reflective coating on the underside of this crystal, but as you can see, as I'm trying to video here, the reflections on it are just, they're brutal. Let's pop it back on wrist. This thing is so good on wrist. It is crazy comfortable. I mean, the strap is like just barely broken in and it's extremely comfortable. The clasp is just a joy. This is fabric canvas on the top and it's leather on the bottom. And they use stainless steel where the skin is going to touch for the most part. You might get a little bit of touching of the bronze off the edges, but it's just so warm and rich. All right, let's kill the lights and check the lume on this guy. Should I cheat? I'm going to cheat a little bit and blast it because BGW9, it's not usually as intense as, say, like a C3 or a X1 or something like that, but it gives you that really white color in the light, and then it gives you a really nice cool blue for lume. So there's a difference between blasting it with UV light and not. But both of them are extremely legible. Thanks for watching, guys, and big thanks to Oris for sending me watches to check out. I love this relationship, and hopefully I can continue to foster it and keep it going because I get to see some really cool watches and share them with you guys. See you on the next vid.